Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! A RuView episode 5! Snatch Game!
Snatch Game! The episode we look forward to all season.
This is like the highlight of Drag Race. Speaking of, so
Absolutely.
we're kind of excited for the new
Gay for
Play.
The new game show.
We might review it.
Should we review it? Let us know.
Yeah. This week. Snatch Game.
On Drag Race.
Oh my gosh.
The queens had to drive along the freeway, pick up roadkill, and then make haute couture out of... No, I'm just kidding.
I love how I was like, she's kidding, right?
You were like...
How was I so
You bought it for a
gullible?
minute. I was like, oh no, this is absolutely a joke. I mean, I would have been down for it if it was just like old furs and foxes from like a vintage store.
Sure.
Right? It's like, make something. Like, revenant realness. It'll be great. You know, something
Oh
like
my
that.
god, I love that. Hashtag revenant realness.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we made a list of
Who
expectations.
we thought the queens might do, or in the vein of who that we thought they could do.
Right,
this,
much
that,
like
and
we
the
did
other.
last season.
Yes.
You can watch that here, up there.
Down here?
No, it's up there.
It's up there, okay.
Yeah.
So for Bob, we had thought Oprah would have been an obvious choice. I then thought...
No, who was it? It was last season. They did the fashion thing, and on the runway, someone literally looked like Oprah.
You are giving me Oprah Winfrey. Kennedy Davenport! Yes.
That was the first week, and I don't remember whose name it was.
Kennedy Davenport! Yes.
I think it was...
Kennedy Davenport! Yes.
Maybe the person who showed their abs all the time?
Oh, no.
Who was like, I'm lemonade something?
Yep.
Something tea and...
No tea, no shade, all pink lemonade.
Her, maybe? Not sure.
Jasmine Masters.
Wow! And you can't even remember Tatiana.
Shit, I'm never gonna live that up.
So anyway, we thought he could have done Oprah.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe it would have been great if he had done Dennis Rodman in the wedding dress. Because, like, yes. I feel like that would have been a very Bob thing to do.
It would have been.
Thorgy, I thought maybe she would do, like, Zooey Deschanel or somebody where she could kind of make fun of hipsters.
Kind
Because I feel like she lives in a hipster
She's
kind of
Brooklyn,
world
yeah.
or whatever. So I thought maybe something, like, weird like that.
Yeah.
For Naomi, we thought maybe she would just do Naomi Campbell.
I said maybe she would do Tyra, except that's already been done.
Yeah, Raja already did.
And Raja did it really great,
I mean,
because obviously.
Derek, we figured, would do Britney.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Well, it was like, is Derek going to do Britney, or is Derek going to be like, no, I'm going to do someone else? And then when we watched it, it was like, oh, that's your someone else? Do Britney, girl.
Can I see a little bit of your Laura Bell Bundy character?
Hello, RuPaul. I am here. My show can't tell you that I do have a penis.
So Robbie, I was like, oh, she's gonna do some old Hollywood, and I was like, ooh, Bette Davis, because she has that look.
Yep.
And like, that would have been great.
Yep.
And then Acid Betty, we were like trying to think of somebody kind of artistic, artist. I was like, oh, she's gonna do like Edie Sedgwick, like she's gonna do like the Factory Girl and be like, oh, when I hung out with Andy Warhol, which would have kind of been great.
It would have kind of been great.
I feel like I just want people to pick more interesting people
So,
to do.
Kimchi, I was kind of right.
Yeah, so Kimchi, you kind of wanted her to do Margaret Cho, which
I
would
mean,
have been great.
It's partially racist, but like, you know, whatever. You play to your strengths. And so she did-ish in that she did Kimmy Jong-il. Yeah,
Kimmy Jong.
That's the word.
It's happening. It's, oh dear. We drank all through the episode.
Well, yep.
Chi-Chi, I was like, maybe she'll do Nene Leakes.
I would have liked that a lot.
I think that would have been
Although,
probably
I also
good.
like what she did. But
yes.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But anyway, so that's who we thought maybe they would be. We were completely wrong.
We didn't get a single one. Well, no, we did. We got Derek.
Well, I mean, that was 10 to 1. I mean, it was like, yeah, right. Vegas odds.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's roll it back. So the episode starts. I kind of love that Bob is done with Derek.
Done.
Bob's just like, you shouldn't be here. You suck.
Your
see the
intentions
difference?
weren't to hurt
No,
me.
they weren't to hurt. If I wanted to hurt you, you'd be
wasn't?
crying right now, bitch.
I will never cry over you at all.
She herself was like, this is my 3rd week in the bottom. And Bob's like, yeah, because you're not good. I mean, essentially.
Essentially, that's what happened.
And then Derek was like, funny because I don't think they said that you were really talented and could play her. And Bob was like, yeah, because I'm black. Didn't happen.
That wouldn't stop Bob.
Clearly.
Clearly.
So good.
Derek just seems, I don't want to just throw this out there, but does Derek seem casually racist to you?
Maybe a little.
Or just ignorant racist?
I think casually.
You know?
Hey, Bob, if I want to do ratchet drag next week, can you give me any tips?
Just maybe the bubble he lives in just lends him to be slightly racist.
Yeah, I agree.
And it keeps happening.
Here's the thing. Derek is dumb.
Like, I think he's just real dumb.
I think she's really dumb and really basic.
Mm-hmm. Basic.
To be fair,
basic.
so is Brittany.
Oh!
Leave Brittany alone!
Oh! No, I mean, I would agree.
No, but you know, I mean, hey,
It's
it
fairly
makes sense.
basic.
Yeah. But so, like, I think that all of these jokes and reads, like, oh, God, I would love to see her make it through to the reading mini challenge.
Oh, it would be a
The
disaster.
library is open. She's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah.
Because she'll be like, oh,
She'll be
Thorgy, you are a nerd. Oops, I did it again.
She's gonna run out of pretty song titles to make puns out of.
I'm toxic.
I'm my own lucky star.
She's so lucky.
She's so lucky. Is that what the song was called? I'm so lucky.
It's called Lucky. She's so lucky.
Lucky.
She's a star.
That was the weirdest music video. Do you remember?
Yes.
Like, it looked like she was in a Barbie dream house.
Yes. Yep.
But then she was, like, sad about...
Oh, I remember it very well, April, because
Slash-
that was one of my favorite CDs and one of my first CDs. So, yeah.
We were very different. My first CD was a greatest hits of I Love the 50s rock and roll. Great quality.
Good. Good.
Yeah, it's good. It's some good hits. I love
Anyway.
me a compilation album.
Now, 1955.
Basically.
So, the challenge. So, Snatch Game.
Right. So Snatch Game.
So they kind of let us along here. They're like, oh, well, Naomi's going to do Whoopi, and Bob's going to do
It was
Whoopi.
dueling Whoopies, and I was so on board for it.
I was kind of, no one's ever dueled it, and I don't...
I'm trying to... Yeah, have they? I don't think so.
Who's to say you can't? Fuck it. If you think you could do better, and I think that's the thing. What happened was Naomi got scared.
Which sucks, because I feel like she would have done a much better Whoopi.
She wouldn't have been in the bottom
No.
if she had done
She
Whoopi.
probably would have been safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're in the workroom.
Oh my God.
So, and everyone's deciding, and I was like, yes, do Whoopi Goldberg, and Bob was like, well, I could do 8 different characters.
Exactly. When it was like, well, I could do Whoopi, I could do Udo, which we've seen in the video. Uzo.
Crazy Guys.
Yeah. And then she's like, or I could do Carol Channing.
And everyone's faces.
Everyone's like this, and I'm just like,
We were both
yes!
Yes!
Especially because, as Carol Channing herself will say,
In her autobiography, or is it in the documentary?
I think it's in her autobiography, not in the documentary, but she is part Negro.
Anyway, my father's the same color I am, but he says I look just like his mother.
Well, you have a thicker lip, and you certainly could pass for black. So for today,
Do you think so?
You are an honorary black person sitting here on my couch.
I don't know if it's true.
So it was just like, oh my God, this is perfection.
Oh my God, the only thing that would have made it better is if Bob was like, I'm part Negro.
Exactly.
He had just said it.
I wish you'd said that.
Would have been amazing.
Oh my God. So Thorgy ended up
Game.
doing Michael Jackson.
Which I thought was like, fine.
I thought it was just fine too, and everyone else was like, oh my God, you're Michael Jackson with everything.
Well, I also have to preface this whole thing by saying there was not enough Snatch Game.
No.
Like, it was very short.
It did
and
seem shorter.
I don't know, just like there was no
And I think
time spent.
maybe because they were super boring this year.
I gotta say, this Snatch Game was kind of dull.
Like
a little dull.
I used to think that like the Kenya as Beyonce or like Jiggly as Snooki was the worst that Snatch Game could get because it was just like you're making this uncomfortable and annoying.
Yeah. I'd rather
but it was actually more entertaining.
Because then you have Latrice being like, this is some bullshit. And then people can react to how terrible other people are doing. Yes. But nobody really took the reins this year. You know, there was no one that just was
there was no runaway.
Fuck it, I'm just doing it. And so Thorgy, I feel like probably did a great job if you were there. They didn't particularly show a lot of her.
No.
So I was like, she seems fine. It was no like Little Richard,
no.
You know, last season or something.
With glory holes.
Glory holes. We're spending this whole episode quoting past season.
Well, yes, because Snatch Game is the best.
The best.
Oh.
So Kimchi did Kimmy Jong-un. She was gonna do Pearl, which I really would have liked.
I really wish she had done. I think Pearl would have been a little bit one note, to be honest.
But it seemed...
It would have been better
funnier.
Than this.
Like, this was the same thing where I was like, she stayed in character the whole time. Did I laugh? No.
No. I think that was my biggest problem with it. It was a made-up character.
Yeah, it was a caricature, too.
Yes.
Of a character that's made up. Yeah.
So, the next person in line was Bitter Betty.
Oh, girl. So she did...
I don't know what the fuck happened.
So she did Nancy Grace?
Which is fine.
No, I'm saying, who the fuck was that?
Well, she didn't do Nancy Grace.
She didn't have an accent. She had no energy.
She seemed such a mess and so off of her game. Like, I haven't liked her through this competition.
What has she done in prior episodes that would lead you to believe that she would be good at Snatch Game?
No, nothing.
It was bad.
And I didn't mind it because I was ready for her to go, but like, part of it made me sad. I don't like to see anyone go not doing their best.
Right. So anyway, let's get off Ask Betty.
Yeah.
Robbie Turner was next.
Yes, Robbie Tenta.
He was Diana Vreeland.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know her name. Like, I didn't, but when they showed the picture of her, I was like, oh, that lady. Like, you can do someone obscure, but you have to be funny. Like, last season, Pearl did Big Ange.
Right.
I still don't know who Big Ange is. Thought Pearl was fucking hilarious.
Mansion.
So, like, there's a way to do something... There's a way to do a character where even if someone doesn't know who you're doing, you can still be funny.
Yeah.
And she wasn't funny.
No. And...
Like, she was also a flatline. There were so many flatlines
There were so many flatlines this week. Robbie had too much pressure and was trying too hard.
Well, it's one thing with Nancy Grace where everyone knows her personality.
Oh, wait, no. No, I am not done talking about Betty. Sorry.
There's more.
Yes, because, okay, here's the thing. She picked Nancy Grace.
Yeah.
And then when she was talking about it in the workroom, I was like, okay, I'm on board with this.
Well, all she said was, I picked Nancy Grace because she's a bitch. And I can relate to that.
Sure.
That seemingly was her reasoning.
Maybe.
She was like, who's a bitch?
Maybe. I don't know.
Nancy Grace? It seemed out of character.
There are a lot of other people. Then she should have done Joan.
Rivers?
Or Colin.
Any of the Joans. Joan Crawford, Joan Collins, Joan Rivers. There's a lot of bitchy Joans.
There are.
I like it.
Yes.
At the end, Carson Kressley was like...
Did a spot on
Nancy Grace, and was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, basically? He was like, she leans in, she talks with a southern accent, and she does this whole thing.
She does, like, break it even. These rapists are coming into our, like, then, take a look at my twins. You know, that's like a lot more Jewish, but who cares?
We were both terrible. But anyway, Betty was like, oh, I wish I'd had you as a coach.
Then why did you fucking pick her? You knew this shit was coming. I don't understand. I got into Drag Race.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to sew.
Yeah.
I need to pick a Snatch Game character and practice the fuck out of it.
Yep.
And I need to practice my singing, maybe? I don't mean, there's a few things that you need to do once you find out you're into Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like, come on!
My absolute favorite moment of the entire episode was when they cut to Bitter Betty, and she goes,
I think Snatch Game sucks.
and Andrew literally went,
I mean, I clutched my pearls. What the fuck? Fuck you, bitch!
Naomi Smalls did someone I also didn't know. Should I know who New York Pollard? But is she like a reality?
I looked her up. She's a reality star.
Okay.
No idea.
Wait,
No
was she like one of the people on Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav? Maybe.
I can look.
Either way, once again, a character who, I mean, is obscure for me because I don't watch
watch a lot of reality.
that kind of show.
Yeah.
I exclusively watch RuPaul's Drag Race for my reality TV show needs.
We used to watch Project Runway too, but...
Oh, I still watch Project
Do
Runway.
you really?
Oh, absolutely. I will watch Project Runway until the apocalypse.
Is it good?
No, it's terrible. It's awful. I will still watch it. That and Face Off. You know what I want?
Oh, I do like Face Off. I haven't watched it in a while.
I want Face Off and Drag Race to do a crossover.
Yeah.
Wait. Yes. Anyway, Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi.
Again, someone who personally I don't know,
Nope.
but still wasn't funny.
Well, I think it was a last-minute thing for her.
Well, what really bummed me out was she was gonna do Whoopi Goldberg from Color Purple, and it seemed like it was gonna be really great, and then she totally freaked out. We went from possibly 2 Whoopies to no Whoopies.
Exactly. Well, I wish they either had communicated more or whatever, but
Yeah.
once she found out that Bob wasn't doing Whoopi,
Go back,
then she
go
should
back.
have done Whoopi.
It seems like she rehearsed Whoopi and
Exactly.
had not rehearsed.
And
the
she
other
was
one.
really into it and excited, and I think she realized it and got really down on herself.
Yeah.
And that was sad.
So Chi-Chi did Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
Was kind of great.
She was pretty great. I would say I would give her a solid B+. The part that I didn't like was
the
where she
cat lady
went
stuff.
literally cat lady.
Yeah. Like, I'm a cat.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, but that's not cat. What? But otherwise, she pretty much nailed like the speaking,
Yeah.
some of the mannerisms.
She was
I also
funny.
love Eartha Kitt.
Sure.
So like on board. I
was
love that
into it.
she had the idea to do that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people her age or my age or our age or whatever don't even know who Eartha Kitt is.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that she knew who Eartha Kitt was and had picked her.
Yes.
And I was like, yay.
I was too.
Then we had Derek as Brittany, who was
We talked about.
fine.
I was disappointed in her Brittany. Only because I think, the character and whatever, great, fine. If you, again...
It was no Tatiana.
Well...
That's all I gotta say.
It was no Tatiana. There you go.
It wasn't. Like, Tatiana was...
Thank you.
Thank you. Tatiana did the really dumb, kind of white trashy side of
Yes.
Brittany. And this was very just like, I'm Brittany.
Yeah.
Like,
And
stage Brittany.
It was kind of boring.
Which is more boring.
It was like I was following Britney's Twitter account. It's fucking boring. If you haven't seen it, it's fucking boring. It's no share Twitter account, I'll tell you that.
Oh, or Bette Midler.
There are not a lot of emojis. Oh my god, Bette Midler's Twitter account.
Bette Midler's Twitter account might be my favorite Twitter account.
It's
She's
fire.
fucking baller.
Yeah.
So then the last one was Bob,
Yeah.
who
Oh my
started
gosh.
as Uzo
Aduba.
Aduba, which really she should have just been called Crazy Eyes.
She should have been.
Because she was not doing the actress, she was doing the character from Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Detail, but I was annoyed. Well, it's kind of like when Stacey did Monique, and it was just Monique from Precious. It was just like,
Yeah.
you're not doing Monique, you're doing Monique as Precious's mom.
Right. You're not doing Udo, you're doing Crazy Eyes.
Yeah.
And that's great. You do a great Crazy Eyes. But also, like, this is my problem with, and I think this is where, once again, Michelle nailing it.
Michelle's been really good this season.
She's been really spot on.
Yeah.
But she said, she's like, you have a tendency to showboat. And at first I was like, yeah, but whatever, that's the point, come on. But I agree with her.
Yeah.
I do a great Crazy Eyes. And I would love to share that and showcase that. But is this the proper venue? Is this the right time?
Right.
Is this where I do that?
Yeah.
And the answer was no.
Yeah, because
and
the whole
luckily
time,
for her,
yeah,
she had the forethought and whatever to say, backup plan B, I'm going to do Carol Channing. And her Carol Channing was spectacular.
It was so good. It like saved Snatch Game.
That smile was spot on, Carol Channing. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
And I wish she had just done that, because I feel like actually
Kind
the
of.
crazy eyes took away from...
Well, like, while it was, like, extra exciting that she switched characters
Sure.
mid whatever, had she just
It was a
done
gimmick.
Carol Channing, like, yes.
Yeah.
So the runway theme this week was Madonna.
Yes.
Now, I don't know who sent them a memo, and I don't know how many kimonos Madonna has worn, but this week was kimonos.
It was kimono crazy.
I don't, like, when I think Madonna, I don't think I've ever thought, oh, kimono.
No.
I mean, there's just, like, there's a lot of looks I think of before I think kimono. So Thorgy wore a red kimono.
Yep.
Kimchi wore a red and white kimono.
Yep.
Derek wore a
white
kimono with faces on the sleeves. Naomi wore a see-through red kimono. It was really
a lingerie kimono.
Like, it was
Victoria's Secret.
Shocking. Like, I thought, oh, 2 is bad. 4?
Yeah.
4 kimonos.
4 kimonos. I like how you keep saying kimono. No, but really.
How do you say it?
Kimono. But that's like Anglophile.
Kimono.
I mean, come on, it's fucking Madonna.
I mean, it's Madonna.
She has literal decades of material to work with.
Well, I mean, clearly they knew ahead of time there's going to be a Madonna look.
They were told.
It's just shocking to me that so many people went kimono.
Without any other plan B.
But if you thought, oh, I'll do a kimono, do you think you would think, wait, but what if somebody else does a kimono? I would have thought, no one will do this kimono.
I mean, maybe, and maybe that's what they all thought.
The word kimono has really lost all meaning.
Yes.
Now it just sounds weird. Well, I'm saying it weird, but it also sounds weird.
Yes.
Kimono. So anyway, Acid Betty was wearing like a pregnant wedding dress.
Oh yeah.
With doves coming out of it.
Which was great. I don't know that look, but it was great.
I was unaware of that look.
Deep, go for it.
Robbie was wearing a League of Her Own.
League of Their Own.
Bob.
I love that movie, by the way.
That movie's fucking amazing. Penny Marshall, yes.
Chi Devane. You're gonna poke somebody's eyes out with those things.
Bob was wearing a Madonna's Boy Scout uniform look from the Glad Awards. Which was kind of amazing.
It's so fabulous.
Yes. Thorgy was clearly pissed. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yeah. And she's definitely angry that Bob keeps winning and she doesn't.
Yeah. It's crazy to think, like, if Thorgy had been on last season, she would have, like, ran away with it.
I don't know if she would have ran away with it, but she certainly would have been at the top.
Right. So this week, Acid Betty and Naomi were in the bottom. And I was like, Naomi, you better work it out. I will be pissed.
Fucking legs. Fire. I just can't get over them.
Yeah. I mean, she was a fishy fucking queen.
She is.
She is, but I was like, damn, girl.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
I mean, I honestly would say that she's probably one of the fishiest queens that we've seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
In the best way, too, because, like, you know, Tilapia, Gia Gunn.
Gia, yeah.
She thought she was so fishy, and she was. Mm-hmm. But, like, that was her shtick.
Yes.
And Naomi has a different shtick.
Yeah.
But she's fucking glamorous.
So it was a pretty good lip sync.
It was. The song was a mess.
Well,
who cares about this
like,
weird, like, deep cut
it was
Madonna song?
It was a Madonna song I had never heard. Yikes. It was clearly like, what can we afford?
Yeah.
So, but Naomi was clearly better.
Yes.
I'm glad Acid Betty went home.
Yes.
She deserved to go home.
Yes.
It's just interesting because, like, even though I didn't like Acid Betty, I clearly thought she would be in the top 5.
I did too.
And I was
she was
like,
talented.
Damn. So, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was really, really excited about Snatch Game, and it was fine.
It was fine.
Can't wait till next week.
This is
Who
the
knows
best
what the
show.
challenge will be.
Also, thank you to everyone for your really nice comments.
Yeah. We'll
Really
try to
love
keep it going.
We're going to try to keep it going. Please subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Subscribe.
Spread the word.
Yes, share it. And if you hate us, then fine, but fuck you.
But keep subscribing even if you hate us.
Yeah.